All right, it looks like we are live. In this video, we are going to be doing some live DVD sourcing with Flipmine, and we got Joji Davenport here as well, just hanging out Friday night.
How's it going?
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and check out his channel. A ton of in-depth live sourcing for books. We're kind of doing something today that's a little bit of a common ground for us, so we're going to go ahead and do some sourcing.
Yeah, let's do it. So we're going to do some DVD searching on Flipmine. That's the goal. So what would you say, Seth, what's your experience with DVD specifically? Do you have any?
I've sold some. So I know Steve Rakin does a lot of DVDs, and basically I've sold some DVDs, and it's nice with Flipmine because you can kind of just set some parameters here, which is what we're going to do real quick.
Right.
And then it kind of just tees up a bunch of good DVDs for us.
For sure.
We have to like make sure that they're matches. We have to go in and confirm that there's actually demand. And in the title as well, we're going to be sending some pretty aggressive offers here.
Yes,
so we're going to see if some people accept any of them. So profit, Joji, what do you think we should go for profit?
Well, first, I'm assuming we're going new DVDs, right? Do you want used DVDs or new DVDs?
I would probably do new DVDs.
Okay, let's do new DVDs. I mean, profit, you probably want to be like, if you want, let's just see like what we get with like $5 profit. Let's just see. Let's start with lower margins. We can go higher. We can see. And by the way, Steve Rakin has a course, eBay to Amazon Masterclass. You can go over to his page. I'm a part of that. A lot of really good, valuable information in there. He goes over like DVDs, books, a whole bunch of different stuff. But yeah, eBay to Amazon, really powerful model. That's what Seth does. I mean, doesn't exclusively use Flipmine, but definitely a powerful model. So let's see, DVDs. I'm definitely more from the book world. So I know for books, I'm willing to go up to 2 million rank, which is actually pretty high for books. I think my understanding is that good ranks for DVDs is going to be probably like under 20, 30,000, like under that. But I'm curious how high would you go up to in DVDs, like 200,000? What would you say?
I have heard for DVDs that under 100,000 is good. But I mean, it's a lot like books too, I think, where like there could be a 3 million ranked book, but like it's just been out of stock for a while. And that's why it's so high of a sales rank. And so I would like to see some of those opportunities where like maybe it's been out of stock for a while, and kind of like in your live earlier, go check that out after this, by the way. There are some items where items have been in stock and then there's just no stock. And so the rank goes up. But if you're able to get that at the right price, people are definitely still looking for it. So we got sales rank, we got category, we got profit, we got condition. We probably want an ROI here. Just throw something up like,
no.
We'll just do, maybe 50%. Sure.
50%. It's weird. I mean, when I do Flipmine, I don't even usually play with the ROI because usually that's one of the filters that Flipmine returns for you anyways, an ROI. But let's see. We got RW. Hey, Joji, Seth. How's it going? Nice to see you, man. We got Blaine. Offer low, offer fast. Exactly, man. That's the name of the game.
Yes, sir. We got RW. We got Blaine. Yes, sir. Exactly. Let's go ahead and see what actually pops up here.
So you're also you're not sharing the screen right now. There you go. Yep.
There we go. We got the Nickelback.
eBay price 5 and for lowest offer 23. Okay.
23. I mean, it looks sealed. That's great. A lot of ROI, not that much profit, but
in like in relation to what you would pay, $5 is the eBay price. I mean,
yeah, and that's great.
Let's see. $5 free shipping.
Free shipping too.
Wow, this guy's fire selling this.
Fire sell. It looks like I'm gated apparently.
Are you gating DVDs?
No, but sometimes the brand.
I see.
Is gated.
Are they? I don't sell DVDs. Are they auto ungated if you go in with DVDs or no? You
have to you can get ungated from like christianbook.com or probably even Best Buy as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this one I'm not super interested in. It looks slow as heck and like $18. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty. We probably want something a little. Honestly, we're gonna do better if we shoot for higher ASP as well.
I agree.
So we're not like sitting here like twiddling our thumbs over like $8 profit. So let's go Amazon price. I don't know. Let's just shoot for like pretty high ASP, $80.
Let's do it.
When it comes up.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I go for high ASP when I do.
Yeah, you look high ASP. Got the China Beach. It looks pretty cringy, but
yeah, RW. I mean, you need to try flipmine. I'm sure Seth has a link, has an affiliate link, give you an extended free trial or something.
Ooh, this one got snatched.
36 plus $4 shipping.
Why am I gated in all these? I need to stop sharing screen and see if it was just because I'm gonna stop sharing screen for a second and see. Yeah, it's gated because of time life, but I got auto ungated.
Oh, you were able to get auto ungate? Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of them are probably be like once you get approved in the DVD category, which is not that hard. Everybody, if you don't know how to do that, go over to christianbooks.com, buy quantity 10 of the cheapest DVD that you can find. All you got to do is find that exact same DVD over on Amazon. You're gonna go in, add a product, type in that ISBN or ASIN, click request approval. You take a picture of your invoice, your packing list. Everything comes in the box. Should be pretty easy getting gated in DVDs.
Yeah, I think I purchased an item. It was $6 each, so it was a $60 ungate.
Yep.
I went to the clearance section of the online site, and that works great.
Perfect. That's how he did it. That's how RW did it. Nice. Yeah, super easy to get ungated in it now. So one other tip for you out there, if you're doing DVDs, my dad almost exclusively does DVDs in our local area. He probably does like $60,000 to $70,000 a year. It's just selling DVDs from local thrift stores and backroom access at Goodwill's, backroom access at our thrift stores here. So definitely a lot of people get held up by that gating and they just decide not to keep going. So get ungated in. It's not that hard.
That's interesting that this guy is just like, he's like, yes, we are going to sell this at 190. We don't care how long it takes.
You're not sharing screen right now either. I'm not sure.
Thank you.
RW just got ungated in Marvel. Nice, man.
Ooh.
Sick.
What I was saying was on this one
50.
We were here. We see it's high ASP, so I opened both of them. We got like $64 buy cost. But this guy like insists on selling it at 190. I don't even know if he's getting sales at 190. Yeah, it's like way higher than he usually is.
Wait, on Amazon he's at 190? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, in his description he said that?
No.
Oh, okay.
So we see on this keep it graph here, these triangles. He's trying to list this for 190, and I don't. Maybe he got the sale. There's no prime offer right now.
Oh, I thought you meant that on his description on Amazon he said I'm staying at 190. I don't care. I was like, that's bold. That's an Amazon seller.
Staying at 190 here.
Don't care.
Don't care what you think.
Don't care what long-term storage fee gets. That's hilarious. Okay, so see, this is actually interesting to me. See that little dip in the used price? The used price there. I don't know if that's January. That's when you set a tracker right there. That's something that I would have picked up right there, flipped it in used condition. So it's kind of hard to tell. How low did that go? Like $4?
Yeah, this went to 353.
353, and then if you keep going up the hill, like up to the right, January. I mean, it goes up to what, 1820. So I mean,
it goes up to 28.
Yeah. So is there no buy box used? You have that purple. Yeah. You don't, okay. So I mean, I bet you could probably sell that in used condition right around like $29.99. So if you would have picked it up for like $7 or $8, like you could have flipped that in used condition. That's what I do with books all the time because I don't sell new books.
So this would be, I mean, there's probably shipping and stuff. Call it like $6. I mean, that's amazing ROI.
Yeah.
$13 profit.
And they would move like that too, because I mean, obviously not everyone who's buying this is buying it brand new for $100. Like think about it logically as a human being. You want to pay $30 in used condition where it works exactly like how it should work, or you want to pay $70 more and get it in brand new condition and it does the exact same thing. So like, unless you're a collector, there's really no reason for you to spend $70 more to get it new.
And I mean, honestly, I think some people are like, I don't want to deal with a used condition. So I think people do buy both conditions, especially in this case. Like buying it used makes a ton more sense because like you're going to have to buy it at $75 or $120. If you were to sell this new, I'd probably sell this at like 89 to 99 bucks. So, I mean, honestly, this one is one where we might make a very aggressive offer and just see what happens. 50 is what we need for 40% ROI. Let's send him a $15 offer.
Oh God. Auto deny. My guess is auto deny on that one, but we'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll give him 30. So let's give him $30.
$30, yeah. Let's see.
Not accepted.
A lot of people are gonna have that auto decline on it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't looked at the chat for a couple minutes. We got Arman Ali in the chat. Let's go. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining.
Let's go.
And RW was talking about getting ungated. Yeah, exactly. Got Blaine in the chat. Blaine's been here the whole time. Let's see if we can find something. Maybe I'll move a little bit faster here.
Let's do it. Yeah, just pick out anything that looks interesting to you, and we'll go from there.
Just go for like some really.
It's also interesting. We have different perspectives here because I do exclusively used items. You do pretty much now exclusively new items, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, honestly, both ways you can make really good money with. So I think it's helpful to have both perspectives here, because a lot of viewers, they don't want to do new, and there's also some viewers who don't want to do used. And so it's good to have both perspectives. So this I'm gated in. I'm just because it shows my seller store, I'm going to stop sharing and see if I get auto ungated. It's in Sony Pictures and I'm gated. So I'm just going to move on here and share screen again.
Yep.
With DVDs, I find that you're ungated for the whole category. But at the same time, there's certain like brands of DVDs where you're just going to be gated.
Yeah.
And so if you want to go ahead and go in there and get gated for those things, you can sometimes. So this one I'm ungated in. This is really high ASP. Oh, and low stock issues, which I love. I love seeing this down here. It's kind of a fine line between IP issues and they're just being low stock.
Yeah.
But if we were to see here that like one guy is always in stock or two guys are always in stock, and then people getting off the listing like that, that would be a red flag for IP. But here we're seeing clear gaps of like months where nobody's in stock and people are selling out. So I love this type of stuff, especially seeing here in the past that there was a significant amount of demand at this $70 here. And then there's just major issues of keeping this item in stock. So here we're seeing anywhere between 119. I mean, someone's listing this used like high as heck. That's interesting.
Used condition. Yeah, they're shooting from the moon, man. 240. Just remember, everyone, that you can list whatever. I mean, unless you get a high pricing area, you can list any item for whatever you want. So if we could list this for $10,000, we could. That doesn't mean anyone's gonna buy it. It just means that that's what that person decided to list it at.
And I mean, it looks like nobody's really buying. I mean, it looks like they lowered their price and they might have gotten a sale here.
Yeah,
still a lot of money for a used condition.
$90. Yeah.
Curious offers tab. Are people getting sales above that 190?
Yeah, I don't know what your thoughts on, but offer tab for me is like for items that tend to not sell very frequently, the data is just not very complete. It's like,
I take a look at it. I mean, I'd probably try and sell for the 119. So we have this here. I mean, that's probably profitable right now. So 53 plus 5, 57. It's funny that it pops up at 240 though. That's just,
I would absolutely not list it that. I would say probably like 119. Yeah, it'd be if you want to sell it. So 35. That's pretty good, honestly. That's great. 60% ROI right there. That looks pretty good. Yeah.
So yes.
So let's say you find it. So let's say you find it now. Like let's say you would actually buy it. What are you gonna do before you pull the trigger? You gonna look at pictures, condition. You gonna look like what are you looking for?
Yeah, that's a good point. I like to see that it's like actually wrapped like this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I want to make sure that it's actually the same item. So the cover is looking different, which is, oh, but this is the front cover. I see. I like it when they show the UPC.
Yeah.
But it looks like he doesn't show the UPC. I'd probably take a look here and see, like, is this the same UPC? I usually am okay if they list the UPC here. If it matches with Amazon, I'm okay with that. I just generally take their word for it.
Yep. I mean, it looks good to me. Like I said, I don't really do DVDs, but the seal looks like that's what I would expect to see if this were at a store. I mean, looks good to me.
Yeah. So this is a live stream where we are being extra greedy. So someone could come in here and purchase this if they want to. But I'm going to message
$30. What are you gonna
do? I've heard that it's best to let them make you an offer. So I'm going to say something like, hey, I'm kind of interested in buying this. Can you send me a discount with 2 U's?
Can you send me a discount? There you go.
If not, no hard feelings.
I mean, they might. Yeah, he might be like, $49.99. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean that takes us to an 84% ROI, which is some nice greediness there.
Nice greediness there. But in all honesty, would that be something you would pop on? Like without, like, would you feel comfortable popping on that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it kind of depends on, like, there are certain times where I've spent a lot at a low ROI, and so I'm like, I really want to increase my ROI even more.
Yeah.
To, like, because I'm usually shooting to try and do on average 75% ROI sent in. So if I'm at a point where I'm like lower ROI, maybe I would pass and send them an offer like I just did.
Yeah.
But then, like, if I just need to spend and like get some profit sent in, I would purchase that. I mean, that's going back. I'm going to share the screen. I guess going into like more analysis of this, just like thinking about, like, is this going to sell for us within a month or two? If I feel like it's going to sell within a month or two, I would probably purchase it. If I feel like it's going to take longer, I'd probably be even more aggressive with the offers.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, it looks good to me. Like the buy box looks pretty smooth there. I mean, you're seeing the new offer count go up and down over time, which is good. I mean, 119, it looks like that's what it's been moving at. That's the lowest new price. There are definitely a couple people in there buying it new. Some of them are buying it used because the used offer count goes up and down as well. I mean, the thing I think which is cool is if you look back in time, there was that period where sales rank was a lot better, and I think it was like right around like $70, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of risk that could happen again, but there's been a long period of time, a couple of years, where there really haven't been any new third-party sellers on the listing. And if there's a ton of demand for that at $70, and if you're buying it for $50, like, you're buying an asset, like you're buying something that holds value. So,
that's a great perspective to think about. Like, like worst case scenario here, like we sell it at what this sold for, like hundreds of times. We're going to break even. And I mean, we're sending an aggressive offer that we're not going to lose money on this.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this would be a good deal. I mean, I'm curious, if you refresh the page, is it gone? If you go back to the original listing, let's see, now it's still there.
Hello. Yeah. Well, we'll see if he messages us back in the future. Go ahead and go to the next one. We got a couple people in the chat here. Joseph Priestley, Flipmine has a new competitor now called ZBay.
ZBay.
I've never heard of that. How does it work?
I tried looking that up, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm not sure if it's. Yeah, it's not a good sign if they can't get it out. You said it's within Zen Arbitrage, though, right? So Zen Arbitrage. I even typed in Zen Arbitrage ZBay. So could you send a link or something?
Yeah, that's a good idea. We got Arman Ali. What about 75% ROI, but only $2 profit in small and light? So, I mean, honestly, in my experience with small and light, if you can find an item that's actually a whole $2 profit, that's pretty good, honestly. Because, I mean, you're working with like, I mean, the max price is going to be $12 and then with fees. You just have to think about like, is that going to be quick for you to prep? Is it going to sell quickly?
Also, can you do a lot of volume? Because like if you're doing $2 profit, like you need a lot of volume on that.
Yeah. Like, is it worth your time? Like, are you sending in like 3 of them and it's like, well, you spent the whole time like in enlisting it in small and light for your $6. But like if you have like 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, that suddenly becomes significant.
Yep. All right, so we go back and see what else we got.
My screen here.
Let's see what else we got.
Joji, do you ever do DVDs?
No, I never do. I'm always only books.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember.
So I've never sold a DVD on Amazon ever. But principles are the same. I mean, buy for less than what it's worth, sell it for what it's worth. That's how you make money. But yeah, I focus on books specifically.
So we got this one here. Heart of Dixie, 20K in movies and TV. Showing quite a few sales a month as far as DVDs anyways. We have it here for $99.99. Oh,
that's expensive. Yeah.
Look at this weird Keepa.
Yeah,
I like the look of this.
They're in stock for a while, and then they went out of stock for a while.
For the entire pandemic.
Yeah, the entire, and then is that Amazon? I can't really tell. Is Amazon back in stock now, or is that new third party back in stock?
It's new third party, I think.
Third party, yeah. At what, 170? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something honestly that might be interesting to set a tracker for Amazon new, because it's possible Amazon could find 20 or 50 of these in their warehouse somewhere, and then
they're like, oh,
39. Yeah, listed for $39.99, and if there's 10 available, buy all 10 of them because it has value. So
then suddenly you're retired.
Yeah. Then you never have to work again.
Never again. I mean, you legit make like $970. That's a big deal. Yeah. It is interesting though. It looks like, and so coming back to this, one thing that I'm noticing here is that for 3 years nobody was in stock besides this guy, lucky man. And then suddenly, like several people have come into stock on this one, and the price has started to go down. And it's interesting because we have this here as a quantity listing. So I'm curious, like what the solds are looking like, because I'm assuming like there's some liquidator that has a bunch of these. Yeah. Yep. So we're seeing
that's a lot of sales at $99.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why this guy isn't like, maybe I should try 120, but it is what it is. And I mean, people are still profitable at 160. It's just lower ROI. And yeah, it's like 30%, which is okay still. But, and I'm pretty sure that is it the same person?
It probably, I mean, it looks like all the background images are the same.
Same carpet.
Same carpet. And every time it's two sold. two sold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like trying to like get rid of like a ton of these. Yeah, so this is one I'd pass on. But setting a tracker, like Joji said, could be powerful because like
Amazon new. I mean, yeah, the thing is like it probably is not gonna happen, but if you do it 1,000 times, like you're gonna get lucky eventually.
Yeah, I mean, there's Joji, how do you here's a question. How do you deal with setting trackers on the right items? That way you're not just setting trackers on everything and it's like time effective.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Ultimately, it comes down to making sure that what you're tracking in the first place is actually something worth tracking. So the way that I do that for books specifically is I'm looking for a book that holds some pretty good value when it is selling, but has in the past shown histories of ebbing and flowing with used offer count. So generally, it's better to track like non-textbooks because textbooks tend to become less relevant over time. So generally, the price just kind of flatlines down like this. But for books that came out in the 1990s, early 2000s that have been selling for a long time, you'll see that maybe the last 10 years worth of data that, you know, this thing can sell up to 50 or 60 and it can sell that at maybe offer counts of 5 to 10. But then when the offer count gets to 15 or 20, then all of a sudden it comes down in price a little bit. But there are points in time where it ebbs and flows up and down. And there are multiple times in the past where you're like, if I bought it there, I could have sold it here and made money. If I bought it here, I could have sold it there and made money. So it's looking for products that could have been potentially good in the past if you were to get notified. And so that's how I would do it.
And RW is saying that's like grocery, low ROI, high volume sales. Yeah. And it's like if you have a system where either you can prep fast and you're fine with it, or you could hire someone to prep for you at a pretty cheap price, that's going to be helpful because you're going to have to like spending $1.75 on prep for a $2 profit item just doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah.
We got Cisco in the chat, my friends. Good to see you, man. Welcome.
How's it going, Cisco?
Joji, what is your YouTube?
Oh, it's just my name. It's just my name, Joji Davenport, man.
I'll just put it in
my name
here.
Free lunch trader. What's up, man?
Joji Davenport is the channel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got Joseph Priestley in the chat. ZBay seems to be only visible if you already have a Zen Arbitrage account. That's
interesting.
Good marketing.
Yeah. So, Joseph, is it an add-on? You have to pay extra for ZBay. Also, how does it work in comparison to Flipmine if you use Flipmine?
We got Free Lunch Trader saying, Joji, do you have a minimum price for your books? I've seen people set all books at $10.
You're talking about when you track like keep alerts? No, it varies based upon the book. Like some books are very high value books. You might have one book that sells consistently for over $100 pretty much year round, but there are moments maybe where it can come down to 50 or 60. So it's like, all right, we'll track it at 50 or 60. Basically, the way that I would track the book is if you look back in time and you see those points in time where the price of the book dipped to a point where it would have been a great deal, knowing what happened in the future, then that's what I would track it at. So this book in the past has been down to $8 multiple times, and you could have flipped it multiple times for 40 or 50, then I would track it at $8. Oh, $137
per month.
Crazy.
Isn't that good though?
Yeah. Is it that much of a competitive advantage? That's curious.
I mean, Flipmine is pretty good, honestly.
Yeah,
especially if you kind of know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Ooh, I see on my phone. We got some action here. We got some action.
What are you talking about? Oh, did you get a message?
we got an offer. All right.
From that message?
Yeah, Joji like hit it on the head. This cracks me up.
$49.99 is what I think I guessed. I think he was gonna give you like a $2, $3 discount.
Yeah.
$49.88. He beat my offer. I thought he was gonna say $49.99.
Oh, and we have plus shipping, but it was already good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was this? What is that going to be? Battleship. Okay. Well, Battleship Galactica.
Yeah.
Where was it? It was up here.
It was right there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested, Joseph, to see about ZBay. So I would love to try it, but obviously it looks like you need to be using Zen Arbitrage in order to even use it. So actually, one of the videos that I plan to make in the future here is one where I trial Zen Arbitrage and see what I think about it. My initial thoughts about Zen Arbitrage, it seems like all the other book flipping softwares where it's basically buy lowest merchant offer, flip it for the Amazon Prime buy box, which could be okay of a business model, but it's kind of harder to make money that way because you're exploiting the buy box rather than exploiting undervalued books.
Yeah, I think that I have tried to do that where I'm exploiting like a high buy box. And like it's cool until it's not cool, and the buy box goes back down to like the merge fulfilled offers, and you're like, well, there goes all my profit.
Yeah, I have a filter exclusively on Flipmine to show people insanely high buy box prices on books, like lowest merchant $7, buy box 110. You're like, okay, that's no reasonable human being is going to do that. But yeah, it's interesting that I mean, I'm not saying you can't exploit the buy box. I'm just saying as the main method of your model of exploiting the buy box, is definitely going to be hard to do that sustainably.
Yeah, it's just risky, especially if you're putting up a lot of money. Like if you're purchasing it at like $40 to sell at 110 inflated buy box, that's because the buy box could go to $11.
Yeah.
Free Lunch Trader says, "Are you using Keepa for every book you sell?"
Yeah, I do all Keepa. I do all online book arbitrage, which means inherently I have to research every book that I buy because the buy cost of my books is way higher than somebody who's just thrifting. So yeah, basically every book that I buy, I read the Keepa chart on and analyze it, see if I can find the book, see if I can determine if the book's undervalued. Most books are not, obviously, but some are. And those are the ones that I buy and flip.
Echo Flips the boys. What's up, man? Good to see you.
Cody.
I sent you a link if you want to stop by for a couple of minutes, but no pressure either way.
Cody, yeah, go check out Cody's channel. He's been posting ridiculous amounts of content in the last like week, I think. So I think he just did a whole series on top cashback. He did Rakuten. He did Capital. I think he did a whole bunch. So yeah, he's more online arbitrage. But
speaking of online arbitrage, Joji, how have your test buys for online arbitrage gone?
They're still sitting right here, my friend.
You haven't sent them in?
I haven't sent them in. No, I'm actually going to get a box at Walmart because I need a big enough box. I don't have it. Like for books, because they're so heavy, I usually have smaller boxes, which will not fit so many of these. But yeah, I'm going to list them this weekend, get them out. But yeah, I've done actually a couple more test buys, OA buys. I've done like 3 or 4 more test buys. So we're going to see. Cody's going to be proud of me. We'll see if I'll make any money. But it's kind of just, I like to learn as you do. So I definitely have Keepa skills when it comes to books specifically. And I know for online arbitrage, having talked to some of the bigger guys that really, according to them, like those guys who've done online book arbitrage are like, yeah, reading Keepa charts for OA is a lot easier than doing it for books. So I was like, all right, well, I'm good at books, so I might as well try to dip my toes into it. So super excited to do it.
Did you stick with all apparel, or did you try some other categories as well?
Let's see. So I've bought some shoes, bought some sandals. No, I bought some beauty cosmetics actually. Anything else? Yeah. So basically, apparel and beauty is kind of where it's been.
That'll be cool to like kind of compare and contrast the categories.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yeah. And one thing I'd like to do is, I'm all on online book arbitrage, but it'd be cool in the future to maybe transition a little bit of OA. So I feel like people might be interested in that as well. Yeah. Joseph says, what's the best prep service for books and DVDs? So I specifically use a book service called, not a book service, a prep center called, what's it called? Why can't I think of it? Central Virginia Prep. So that's who I use right now. I've also heard really good things about a Little Owl. So those are some definitely some good prep centers. I think Cody might be behind the scenes. Is he in?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Cody. What's up? Good to see you.
Yeah, what's up, Cody?
Yeah, thank you, Joji. Yeah, I've heard great things about Little Owl as well.
Yeah, Little Owl, Central Virginia Prep, pretty good. What's up, you, Cody?
Up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi,
how many videos have you posted in the last week? I need to know.
I think like 6 or 7.
No, it's gotta be more than that.
I just wanted to get out like little quick ones, My
YouTube homepage is flooded with Echo Flips right now.
That's funny.
I actually used Top Cash back today. I got like 4.2% back on the item that I purchased. So
yeah. Oh, for your OA?
Yeah, for all my OAs thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say with eBay, you usually don't get 4% back.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
Get on. Now let's see. We win. Let's go.
What is Vit Mima?
I don't know what that is.
It is. I gotta Google it. I have no clue.
Cisco, you have to educate us. Don't know what that is. You might need to join us and educate us on what that is.
Acon.
What?
It's fun.
I'm so confused. Let's see here. I Googled it. So it says, visit mama, so lewd, so be able to.
I don't know what that is.
This is so cringe. I have no clue what this is. All right, we're going to stop sharing.
So bring you up to speed here, Cody. We're looking at Flipmine. We're looking at some DVDs. Seth had this great idea to lowball some sellers. So
okay.
Seeing if it's working out.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we already made a purchase. Let's pull it up real quick. But
did you actually purchase it?
Yeah, I purchased it.
Oh, you
Like,
purchased it. You purchased it behind the scene.
yeah, I paid for it behind the scenes because it'd be kind of weird for everyone to know what my address is. Vitamins. Oh, get on vitamins. Oh, I see.
Oh, do vitamins, Cisco? Maybe we have to connect behind the scenes. I mean, I've tried to do a little bit of like OA research, and right now, Cody, I'm just looking at sales. I'm going it's like sales, store-wide sales, looking at things that are heavily discounted, but and then trying to reverse source off people on those listings. And so there's been a couple sellers like, oh, okay, interesting. It looks like there's some leads there, so we're trying it out.
Yeah, that's what's up, Joji. You like to hear it.
Yeah,
Expanding,
man.
I mean, you've been doing pretty good with books. I feel like you could just like keep scaling that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the book business is pretty much automated. I mean, there's a little bit that I have to do. I still do a little bit of buying, but I do have a couple of VAs that help me out. So, yeah, the goal is to automate that as much as possible and then try to do OA. So we'll see.
Yeah.
One thing that I learned from going to Miami is that like it doesn't really seem like it's that hard, to be honest. Like, I mean, I know there's a lot that I got to learn, but it didn't seem like it's so difficult that I couldn't learn it if I wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Joji. I mean, you already have the foundations of Keepa, and after that, like, like as long as you can read Keepa, you're fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh, let's get Cisco in on here. Let me send him.
Cisco's got it. Everybody's.
I don't think I've never met Cisco, so he has a YouTube channel as well. I'm assuming flipping it with Cisco.
Yeah, dude, he's a cool dude.
Cisco.
Just sent you the link, Cisco.
Have you guys streamed together before?
I've talked to him a few times.
He interviewed me on the Doughboys podcast that just came out like today, I think.
Oh, sick. Just takes time to dive in and do the work, says RW. Yeah, so is RW, is he all, I think you interviewed RW, right? He does eBay though, right? He does like electronics or coffee makers or something?
Coffee makers.
Dude, he can do whatever.
I mean, he mostly does grocery, I think, but then
okay.
I think he's been doing Amazon quite like for a long time, doing well with it. And he's like, yeah, it would be fun to try coffee makers. And like buying like really high end coffee makers and like putting all the pieces together and stuff and cleaning them up and making like $110 profit each. Like that's great. Every
time I meet someone who does something new, I'm just like, dude, there's literally so many ways to make money. Like you can do so much stuff.
Yo,
good to see you.
How's it going?
Welcome,
Cisco, right?
Yeah.
How
you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Yourself, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
So do you do all OA then? Is that what you're doing? All vitamins?
Yeah, all vitamins. No, I think I do for the most part like 50-50 RAOA. I'm in a pretty heavily populated area, so there's a lot of stores around me.
Nice, man. All right. This has quickly turned out into a flipmine flip. But anyone who is watching this first half of this was great for flipmine. Should we transition? What should we talk about? Just normal OA stuff? IP complaints.
I mean, we could do some more sourcing as well while we talk, but I don't know if we want to. But I'll go ahead and pull it up, and we can stop doing it whenever. But Cody, your sales have been really good lately, haven't they?
Yeah, I've been selling a good bit of stuff for sure. I've been selling a little bit of stuff. I
sold one or two things.
Maybe you know.
Sold 85K in the month. Sold a little bit.
Selling a little bit.
A little bit of stuff.
Joji, is that a Christmas like countdown calendar behind you?
Yeah, I haven't. We haven't taken it down yet. So
what is that?
It shows you how behind we are.
It's okay.
It's all right. It's
everyone's behind.
Yeah, everyone's behind. I mean, eventually I'll be ahead, right? If I just leave it there, like
exactly. Yeah.
Once it becomes a member,
where's that line when you're behind or ahead? You know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just ahead of the game already. Yeah, we should totally take that down, but
keep it there till next month, and you'll be ahead of the game.
Yeah, exactly, man. So RW says coffee makers, espresso machines. All right, guys, let's talk. I'm curious because I'm getting into the OA game a little bit. I'm dabbling. I want to know about IP complaints. So here's from basic research. Ready, Cody, Cisco, Seth. If the brand's selling the item, then don't sell it. That's a bad idea. Number two, if you look at Keepa and the new offer count drops off a cliff, then don't buy that. Number 3 would be IP alert. Like if IP alert says don't sell it, then probably don't sell it. Is that good, or is there anything else I'm missing?
The IP alert thing, I actually don't listen to. There's a bunch of things that I'm on that IP alert does kind of pop off on.
Okay.
And the thing is that it's self-educated IP alerts, right? So if a seller like sends them information, hey, I got an IP alert, then they automatically use that as the information to, as
Gotcha.
I wave a Scotty peeler. They have to add it to the list, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I've been fine. I don't have any IPs currently. The ones I did have kind of fallen off. So I think they fall off after what, like 3 months or something like that.
180 days,
months,
right? I think
something like
6
that.
months. Yeah. Cool.
So that's the only thing I don't listen to. And I'm 50-50 if the brand is on it itself.
Really? Okay.
Like for example, Yeti. There's a Yeti authorized like storefront that says Yeti authorized seller, and they're like legit like authorized by Yeti. But they're not on half the listings anyways. So I still kind of do that one.
Okay. Cody, what are your thoughts on this?
I've never had any issues with that. Anytime I'm like somewhat scared or think, oh man, this is a brand that could IP, I completely avoid it. I know some people they risk it and they're like, oh, I know this item has been IP'd in the past, but I'm gonna sell it because the profit looks really good. I'm very I just stay away from that, right?
Okay. Gotcha. Seth, what do you think?
I agree with Cisco that IP alert is sometimes a load of BS. And I still think it's a good tool to like if you're just if you follow IP alert, you're probably gonna get less IP complaints. But I mean, there's so many cases where like it really doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. And a lot of the times I feel like they send out, those letters to try to just like throw their weight around and bully you around, like when are they really going to come after you? You're a small fry compared to the bigger picture of things. It's more of just like an intimidation tactic, in my opinion. I mean,
so
do it at your own risk. It's your own store.
At what point would they send you a letter? It's like they send you. So I mean, I've never gotten an IP complaint. Like I've gotten a couple counterfeit claims for books like way back when, but so you just get an IP complaint on your account. They actually send you a letter, or just says like in your account.
Sometimes. Yeah, no, sometimes they send you a letter, and it might be like a letterhead of the actual brand. The ones I've gotten have always been like a lawyer's firm just sending me a letter of like a cease and desist. I think the two ones that I can think of that come to mind are the GoPros, because GoPros, like the Hero 8s went on like Walmart super clearance for like $80 last year.
Okay.
So I picked up like 10 of those, and then GoPro like sent me a letter, and I was like, all right, I only have 10 anyways, so. And then on eBay,
you liquidate them on eBay or what?
No, I just sold them on Amazon. I did FBM because I knew like there because so I just
got the letter
real
and
quick.
you're just like, all right, I'm just gonna sell out.
They emailed me actually, and then I got a letter. And then what's that one brand that does like the small machine gun like massagers?
I have no idea.
Theragun, yeah. So one of the eSpace codes for like a week worked on Theraguns on eSpay. So I got a couple of Theraguns, and then Theragun sent me a letter too.
Gotcha.
That was it. But none of them actually. I never got an IP like alert on my seller account from them. Just the letters.
Just the letters. So
you haven't gotten an IP claim before?
Yeah, no, I have.
You have. Okay.
But those were like the most. Those were the most daunting ones because those were like legit brands like sending me like a threatening letter, and I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, but sometimes like your competitors send like these stupid letters that like amount to nothing. Yeah. But then sometimes it is the brand, so it's like, where do I risk? Where do I not risk?
So like, let's say, so again, I'm someone new in the OA game. Let's say I get an IP complaint. Like I bought a brand, or I'm trying to sell a product. I get IP complaint on my account. What's the next steps? What would you do?
Hit up ChatGPT to write you a letter to respond.
ChatGPT. No. How do I save my?
If all right, this is my advice. If you're completely brand new and you're doing OA and you don't have longevity in your account, you're gonna want to listen to IP alert and like follow the rules, because Amazon does have an account health metric. So I'm a little free willy because like my account health is fine and I can take a couple dings without going under the red line. So I'm fine getting a couple of marks down, right?
Yeah.
But if you're brand new, you're right there on the line. Anything happens, and then let's just say you accidentally have to cancel an order, that's another ding against you. Or you accidentally, ship something late, that's another ding against you. That's like instantly your account's going to get shut down.
Yeah.
When you're brand
Or
new.
maybe.
So I would definitely follow the rules for your first year and a half.
Cody, what do you think? If I get an IP
just
complaint,
sell
what do I
safe.
do?
Just sell safe brands. Gigi, I haven't ever got one.
You never got one.
I've never got one. Like, just sell safe brands. Don't do
Don't
weird...
sell family.
Oh gosh. Don't just drinking the cook. Don't don't sell weird brands. Like, I know a bunch of makeup brands IP. There's some brands I don't know about Hoka, but I've heard people say Hoka IP, so I just stay away. I mean, why take the risk, especially at first? I mean, maybe take the risk later. But
so Hoka's weird because I've got an IP complaint from Hoka, but then it went away, and then it relisted my ASIN, and then it sold, and then I don't know. I never heard anything about it again.
So it seems like, Cody, you're saying that a lot of it is that you should be talking to other people to figure out, you should be in the community figuring out what is IP. Like, that seems like what IP alerts should do, because it's supposed to be crowdsourced, right? So, but I mean, you come across a brand, for me, I have absolutely no idea, Cody. Like, if I'm looking, I mean, I'm now knowing, now I know Stanley, now I know that, Hoka or GoPro, right? Because I'm talking to you guys. But if I come across a product that's super clearance on a store and it looks good according to Keepa, how do I know if that is a safe, quote unquote, safe brand? You know what I mean?
These guys, I gotta head out.
got Cisco.
Gotta go pick up my daughter.
Gotta head out. All right. See you.
Oh, he's gotta head out. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah. Peace.
I thought he wanted
And,
to say something. But
real
yeah,
quick-
Joji, I just ask people most of selling on Amazon is really just having good people around you. I mean, you definitely have done that. So it's if you're not sure, I ask people, you have a subscriber plug for Joji's Discord, but you have a whole Discord of members that sell on Amazon. You can ask them, you can ask Seth, you can ask me. I think that's the most important thing to do.
Okay. So, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, good question. So someone says, do I open a second account for OA? Did I open a second account for OA, or are you using the same account? So right now I haven't listed any OA products on my account. I was thinking about potentially opening up a second account, but I didn't even know that you could do that until Romer was saying that. I've heard that you could open up a separate second account as long as the businesses are completely separated, what the kinds of things that you're selling are completely distinct. But you also need a different address, I think. So I'm not sure how I would go around getting a different address.
I don't think you need to open another account. Just thinking about the logistics of having all your software, like 2 subscriptions and signing in and signing out and listing and Prep Center. I mean, I don't think you need 2 accounts. And honestly, it'll make your account stronger, I think, with your volume.
That's good.
More volume.
What do you think, Cody? Separate books or no?
I mean, you can do whatever you like.
I don't care, dude. Just stop asking me questions.
Also, for IP, look that there are quite a few other sellers on the listing. Yeah, that's sometimes helpful. Yeah. Blaine left 10 minutes ago, but see you, Blaine. If you're watching.
Oh yeah, that's the one thing I didn't tell you, Joji. For IPs, if you see the offer count go from it's really hard to tell, especially if there's very few sellers on it. But go from say 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2. It kind of looks like houses in a way. You see the line, it goes 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, a lot.
Yeah,
it's possible that there's IP. Because they could just, the second seller, maybe they're not selling out, maybe they're getting IP'd.
Yeah,
people are just constantly getting IP'd. It's really hard to tell on listings when there's only, say 1 to 3 sellers on it, right?
Right.
But if it goes from 3 to 1, right away, and then from 1 to 2, and then immediately back to 1, it's possible, especially if the other seller is the brand.
But what if the other seller is not the brand though?
It's still possible.
Okay. Yeah.
People can also how do I put this? Kind of like gatekeep listings in a way. Like you can have a listing, and like say the original creator of the listing just wants people off, they can do things to knock you off. I've
Like
had that
what?
happen a few times.
Like what would they do?
Uh,
How do they have any power? I mean, all they did was make the listing.
Basically they can just file complaints against you to get off.
So basically, like if they have a brand registry on Amazon, they have the power to send claims basically. So often they'll send, I don't know if like you guys have experienced this, but like counterfeit without test buy is often what they do. They just, they're like, yeah, you're not an authorized seller.
It's a pretty uncool dude thing to do, but people do it.
Interesting.
I mean, if like the Amazon listing is your brand's real estate, your small business is real estate. So that's just what they do in some cases.
Yeah. Or one other thing to avoid too, Joji, is like say they have like an item and it's like some brand, and then they pair it with like this like little tiny booklet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know you probably wouldn't have the booklet, but definitely like make sure to avoid those listings, because sometimes in the image they won't even show the booklet. Hopefully, like you'll encounter it eventually, but it's basically somebody created the listing. They have like this other item that's tied to it, and if you hop on that listing, they're gonna IP you or send you some type of thing saying get off my listing, some type of legal.
Oh my god! I just say I made your booklet, but I made it better. So
I know, right?
Serving the customer.
It's in like pencil writing.
Mine's in color. Yours is not, and it's in grammatically correct English as well. So
exactly,
that's funny. That's crazy.
We got Hassan saying, "Can I open 2 accounts separate for wholesale and OA?" You can, but you also don't need to. Kind of like Cody was saying, it kind of doesn't matter too much, but
I mean, it really depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm dabbling in a little bit. So I think I bought like 4 or 5 products at this point. So we'll see. Start sending some stuff in. See what we got moving.
The 2 account question kind of gives me the vibes of like, it's like, Seth, should I do like 20K in sales this month, or should I do like 25K in sales this month? And it's like, I don't know. What are your goals? You know, like, I don't know, dude. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, that's kind of how I feel about that. Like,
yes, it's just a little bit strange of a question. It's like, what's, I mean, I agree with RW. I think it's like you're gonna get auto ungated and stuff better. You're gonna have more volume on your account. You're gonna have it be less complicated. Like it's already kind of enough to have to manage all the stuff for your one Amazon account. Do you want to have to like sign in, sign out to all your different softwares and accounts and deal with different addresses and stuff? Like only do that if you're trying to like, I don't know, like that sounds like a terrible life to me, honestly, but you can disagree. We got Hassan as well saying, what's the profit margin in online arbitrage as a fresh seller? What can I expect if I start with $1,500? So here's a story for me that maybe proves the point a little bit. I tried to do ticket reselling as a side hustle with $1,000. I decided to do it as a side hustle to my side hustle. I was like, I'm going to spend like 5-10 hours a week on this and just like try and learn it a little bit. And after several months, I purchased a few things. I spent my $1,000. I sent my stuff in. A couple items I took losses on, a couple items I made profit on. I ended up breaking even. And I realized that it's a thing like Amazon FBA that you kind of need to put your heart and soul into it and actually understand how to do it. And if you dabble 5 to 10 hours a week without putting like a massive effort into it, you're probably going to be pretty bad at it, honestly, at the beginning. Like, I think it's good, like, if you can take some time to like, even if you like go to thrift stores or something, or do a little bit of online arbitrage. I mean, Cody, I think you might disagree with this because I think starting with online arbitrage, there's some perks to it, but it's like, there's some pros and cons there, I guess. What are your guys' thoughts?
Go for it, Cody.
So, like, if I had $1,500 and I could go back and do it, like, do it all over again, I would probably take 500 of that and I'm not saying, I know we all offer different services, but like a lot of kind of what Seth was saying, there's a huge learning curve here. If you don't know how to read keep it, that $1,500 could just be gone because you spend it on products that don't sell. So I think you should take about 500 of that and invest in something like a cook group, some type of mentorship, maybe book calls with some people. Now, I'm not saying that because we offered those services. I'm saying that because it will save you $1,500, and then the grand left that you have, it's really hard with online arbitrage if you only have $1,000. But I think you should do something that's very high margin. Like, I know you want to do online arbitrage, but I would do something like RA where the margin's usually a little bit higher. Start with books. That's like pretty much how everybody starts, and there's a reason for it, right? you have to snowball that money as fast as possible, and with books, the the ROI, you can't beat it, right? It's insanely good. So if you so basically 500 to education, and then the 1,000 if you wanted to just do online arbitrage, you're like, I don't want to do retail arbitrage, anything like that, I would probably just do just like books, just straight books. OA from home, because you're really not going to find an insanely good return. Or you could do some type of item that's merchant fulfilled that moves a lot of units a month and just churn it as fast as humanly possible. So
that's a good point. Like if you can take the time to merge fulfill your online arbitrage, like you could actually make some progress in snowballing your money with $1,000, I think.
My bad to kind of go on a tangent, but the third option too is to focus on a lot of items that are small and light, where you can basically double your money on.
I would agree. I think remember that investing in a course or investing in mentorship has an ROI on itself. Like, so I think that's really good advice to start with that. If you really are serious though, like if you're just going to spend $500 in a course and then not do anything, then don't waste your money. And then second thing, I mean, some people do that. Like some people will buy a course for 500 and not take any action. I would say books is the best way to get started, especially if you have no capital. I mean, you have $1,500, which is a little bit of capital, but it's hard for me to talk about OA because I'm just starting to dabble in it. But yeah, I mean, books, I think is the best way to do it because the ROI potential is insane. And the learning, the price of learning is really cheap because you buy a bad book, you bought it for $1 at a thrift store. Like who cares? You lost $1. But if you buy 20 products of one item and you spent $250 on it and it was bad buy, then it's like, oh, and then you just lost all your money. So yeah, learn the ropes a little bit and then just take baby steps, I'd say.
And like speaking of baby steps, RW is saying you need to learn to walk before you can run, and that's why a lot of people fail, start too fast. Yeah. And it's hard because like you kind of hear the like, oh, work from home, making tons of money, online arbitrage, orange bars, blah, 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 blah. But like, you just gotta start with something, and starting with something high ROI is probably going to be your best bet.
Yep.
And you definitely can get ungated as a fresher without Amazon account history. You just like, what are you trying to get ungated in is the question, but you definitely can.
I really like what RW said. Like a lot of people, they just want to go automatically all the way to the end. They want to go, I want to do online arbitrage. Oh, I want to get into wholesale right away. It's like, bro, you got $2,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's really rough. If you don't have too much money, you can do OA with 1,500, but it's still rough. Like
I think it's hard to see, like if you give an analogy to like working out in the gym, like if you see the people walking around the gym are super buffed out, 6-pack, they got everything to show, like the results show, right? Obviously you can't just walk into a gym and look like that. It takes time. So it takes mostly effort and consistency over a long period of time. And if you do that, then eventually you get to your goals. But I mean, I can't just walk into the gym and start, pump a 185. Like I got to start with the bar 45 and then keep going and keep adding and getting better. And eventually you'll get there. But it's hard work, consistency, not giving up, and learning.
Facts. That's what it's all about. The payoff is so worth it too. Like, you go to college for 4 years. 4 years. And then you come out of college, let's say you get $50,000 to $70,000 a year. If that, you know, sometimes like 40, right? It took you 4 years. Like in this business, there's people that are starting 6 months, a year. Not saying that happens for everyone like that, but you can learn it all in less than 6 months and make similar amount of income. So and there's not too many opportunities like that. Like the other day I typed in how to make money online and it's just filled with garbage. And this is one of the few legit ways where you can make money online from home, but you have to put in a lot of work, seek mentorship, put in the reps, put in the hours, have the people around you that keep you accountable. It's like you know, you have to have all these things around you to actually succeed. And I think that's why you know, there's definitely a lot of people that are doing it, but it's still not saturated.
I saw a post today. It was basically like, yeah, at the bottom when you put no work in, Amazon is saturated. Like there's a lot of saturation in the areas that are low barrier to entry. Everyone knows how to do those things, but like once you put in more than the minimum amount of work, like AKA not spending 5 hours a week on it, like I did with my ticket selling business that I put out of business. It's not saturated. Like you just need to learn the skills and things will go well.
Yep.
Cool.
I gotta dip out, guys, but it was a pleasure.
Good to have you, Joji.
Looking forward to next time. I'll let you know how the OA buys, if they sell. We'll see. They should sell. I mean, I know how to really keep grab, so we'll see.
Exactly.
You got
All
it,
right.
Joji.
All right.
Go.
Appreciate you guys. Peace.
See ya.
Seth.
What's up? It's been too long, man.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. You
Yeah.
been good?
What's that?
I said you've been good.
Yeah, things have been good overall. We were planning on going to Thailand and we had
I saw,
delay
dude.
flight.
That's.
It was so sad.
I know. That's.
Oh,
I
well.
mean, the thing is, like, it happens, right?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, we're just gonna reschedule.
It was completely out of your control.
Yeah.
So it's just the universe was like, Seth needs to come home and make some content.
Dude, you've been on the content. You like
Oh.
suddenly started. Did you make some content and then just like start pumping it out basically?
Yeah, I filmed that all in like 2 hours, and then I made all the thumbnails. I want to start applying what I learned in my YouTube course and just put out. I haven't kept myself accountable for the last 2 days, but like I think if I do it right, I can basically put out like 5 to 7 videos a day in like a pretty small span of time. Mostly like how-to related. Like I think the next one I'll do is Rev ROI. I didn't know. Do you know Rev ROI?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is, but
It's pretty cool extension. It's like a extension, you hit it and it tells you which site has the most cashback.
oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a big
Yeah.
deal.
It's like a cashback monitor, but as a Chrome extension. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, for me, I only have an account with Top Cashback, but like if I really wanted to optimize it, I should make an account with Rakuten, Be Frugal, like all the other ones. That way I could use an extension like that and it's already optimized so that like I don't have to be like, all right, time to make an account for Be Frugal. Like 15
yeah,
yeah.
I've been trying out the more sketchy extensions
Oh, yeah.
recently, and it's definitely been a experience.
Yeah. So
It's just like, will they pay out?
yeah.
It's a long process too, and I'm gonna make videos on certain extensions that it's like, oh, they actually paid out. Like there's one that I'm trying right now. It's like True Blue Shopping. You get paid out in like JetBlue miles. I was like, okay, but there was a site that I was buying stuff from, and it didn't have any cashback extensions, so it was like, I'll get a free flight.
Yeah.
If they actually pay out. So I'm trying more of the sketchy extensions to see what works, and I also want to basically like split test to see which extensions stack with one another. See if any like one of these random ones will stack with another one.
That would be cool.
It's really just for fun, and also it
And
could make
people
a
are
lot of
searching
money.
for those extensions sometimes too,
Yeah.
which will be good.
I don't know if we talked about this, but there's like one extension where you get stock in the company. And it's like it's hilarious. The stock's not worth anything. They just they basically just make referral money off of you, because that's how the extensions work.
Yeah, it's affiliates for them, right?
Yeah, they get paid the affiliate, and then they give you nothing.
Wait, I mean, most sites, they make an affiliate and they give you a little bit, but this one,
This one they give you stock in their company, but it's not worth anything.
it's worth nothing.
Yeah, I don't know the legality behind it, but I'm not gonna say the name. All I'm gonna say is the icon kind of looks like a pyramid.
Ironic pyramid scheme.
I know, right? It's like it's like the script writes itself. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. We got Armand with 1,500. I would register my LLC and try and get business credit, and also start net 30 terms with suppliers and push small and light items. It's the way you could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do much wholesale. I don't do any wholesale at all, so I can't speak too much on it, but
Yeah, you're a wholesale buyer from eBay.com.
basically. I mean, when I put in like a big order, I'm like, yeah, I'm a wholesale buyer. I just spent like 1,500, 2K, like sort of, I guess. Same idea, but not the same.
Seth, do you know how much top cashback usually gives you on eBay?
It says so on eBay. It'll be like, it'll say
Like what they paid you out.
It's different per category, but usually on average, I'm getting like 0.5%. It's like pretty small.
I was looking at, there's an extension called Hoopla, and in some categories they give you like 2%. I don't know if that's significant enough for you to even want to dabble in it, but I've just been like
going down.
There comes a point where you try to optimize things so much that it becomes not optimal. But it's like, it's just really cool to see all these different extensions. Like, oh, on this site I can get 0.5% more in cash back.
If you're working at scale, that works. I mean, it's more helpful for you because you're at like 85K a month, so you're spending quite a bit.
Yeah, I spent a little bit.
A little bit. Cash is
a little bit.
1.5, but see, they don't usually pay 1.5. In some cases, they pay 1.5. In a lot of cases, it ends up being 0.5%.
Yeah, my sales have been pretty good, but my margin like absolutely tanked, and I think that's part of because I liquidated a lot of the December items, and I'm focusing on like really fast movers. So I don't know. It's weird. Like on social media, it's like, oh man, it looks better. But then like on paper, it's like the same. Like, you know, like it's the same. Like I actually made less.
Less than
than
what?
I had like a 55K revenue month. Like what is it? Like 3 or 4? I think what was it? Like 3 or 4 months ago. And that was like 10K profit. And then this month was basically, I like just did it today. I'm at almost 7. So it's like, it's really weird to see it too. Cause you're like, oh, okay. Like we'll just sell more stuff, but it doesn't work out like that.
Yeah. And it's cool that you're being transparent about that. Like you were really transparent on the post.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, you still made good money, and like, we're always going to be learning. Like, it's just a weird balance. Like, do you want lower ROI? Like, in the future? Are you going to try and buy like slightly higher ROI stuff? It's kind of like best of both worlds. You can kind of take it however you want.
It's really interesting to think about because before I used to run like an insanely high margin, and then now I'm trying to do more fast movers and lower margin. And it seems like the fast movers is the way. Like I did make less money, but if you can sell more stuff that is fast moving, then you can churn not only cash back, but your money in general, credit card rewards points, all that other stuff. Well, before I would have items that sit for a little bit over, like, a little bit over a month. Maybe even sometimes 3 months if it was like more of like a bad-ish buy, like 3-4 months. But now it's like you just buy stuff that really moves, and then it seems like you just make more money overall.
We got Cisco saying, so daughter's pickup was actually 8:30, not 8. I mean, if you have extra time, I think the link still works. So come hang out with us if you.
Cisco.
Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, it's hard to balance that. Are you doing the high volume partially because of account health still, or is it
no,
like helps, or you just enjoy it more?
Yeah, it's like different, and I think I just really enjoy it now. Like if you buy an item and say you can move 50 in a month, it's kind of just a lot easier to do that than buy one item that, yeah, you might make more margin on, and it's like a nice sale, but I'd rather just move tons of volume of something that actually moves. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it other than that. It's just like if I find an item and I can move 100 of it at a very low margin, why not do it? And then you churn the money insanely fast. Like I could put all the buy costs on the plum, sell it all in a week, and then pay it off way before the statements do.
I think it would, like, sometimes I think about like it would be so cool to just have an Amazon store where it's like 5 super deep ASINs that are just like crankers. Like,
Oh,
that would be sick. Cisco saying, Seth, I agree with you, but definitely need to find a balance. Yeah, it's like it can be whatever you want it to be. So just
Cisco says I'm in the parking lot. Ha.
Seth, how much supply are you buying? Like, are you buying a month's worth of supply? A general rundown of what I'm doing at the moment is I'm still doing eBay to Amazon. I'm doing new items. Some of these items are high ASP items, and I purposely try to buy under a month's worth of supply, and it just sells pretty well. Sometimes I'll find an opportunity where it's like extremely high ROI. So like, let's say I'm shooting for like 75% ROI and I want that to sell in a month. If I find like something absolutely insane, like a ton higher than that, I'll definitely buy deeper. But like the ROI needs to be there to make it worth it, because I'm not trying to like buy 4 months of inventory and have 3 months of it just sitting there doing nothing. Like that's terrible for cash flow.
It's really hard to plan sometimes, because sometimes with sales, you can only get it priced in during that sale. Like there's some items that were my best, how do I put this? They made me the most profit this month, but I bought them like 2 months ago when I went super deep on a sale. But that sale hasn't happened for over 2 months now, so it's one of those things. But generally speaking, I like to buy enough inventory to sell it in 30 days, and that's the plan. Makes the cash flow good. I was looking at the days in inventory tab. I don't know if you ever look at that, Seth.
Like where it breaks down your percentages.
Yeah, like how many days is your inventory like basically in stock, and it has like the 30 to 90, and then it has the 90 plus. My 90 plus was like it was like 0.3%.
Wow. That's a good feeling.
It's just like all of it's in that 3-month range. Hopefully more of like a month and a half. But I was like, that's really good. And then today I actually learned in that inventory planning tab, I was listening to Buy Box Bandits, and I was like, wow, this is actually like a really helpful tip. And in the top right in that inventory planning tab, it tells you the amount of turns your inventory has.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was doing the math on it. I don't think that turn rate is necessarily like on point, because that tells you how many turns you're supposed to be able to do for your inventory in a year. I calculated it with a buddy, and it seemed like it was off, but it tells you, like, for me, it said 7.6 turns, which is a lot. While I talked to my buddy, he said he had 2.2, which is, depending on your model, it's fine. That's fine, but I just thought it was cool. So your goal should really be to turn it as fast as possible, if that's the game that you're trying to play.
Yeah, unless your ROI justifies the slow turns. Like, definitely
Exactly.
need to be thinking about that. Because, like, there's some, like, eBay to Amazon DVD flippers who, like, their stuff moves pretty slow in the grand scheme of OA. But, like, when their stuff sells, it's, like, when it sells, after all is said and done, it's still 90% ROI.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
it was worth waiting another, like, 2 weeks for that. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, there's definitely a balance in there. Yeah, there's definitely a balance in there. I really enjoy moving inventory fast, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's nice to see something not sit. I hate listing items on eBay, because it's like, man, this is probably gonna sit for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still liquidating some of my used items that like just didn't go as well. Like there's still some of them that are just haven't sold yet. Like eBay is not the platform to sell.
The traffic is so bad, and I'm so sorry for the people that like, man, I just love eBay, but like, I have items, say it's $100 shoe, I'm listing it for $50, and it still takes like a month and a half to sell.
Yeah.
And you can't get anywhere for that price, and I just want to liquidate it so I can actually just put the money in Amazon, which is a better vehicle. But it still takes forever to sell some eBay items. I know some people have a different experience with that, right? But
I mean, you can legit fire sell it and just put it on the 7-day auction, but that's just like slicing it to death.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever done that and then had an auction end at like say it's like a $50 item goes for $3 plus shipping, but I had that happen 2 or 3 times. I was like, man, never again.
I sold actually this was kind of funny. I was liquidating for parts TI-84 like higher end calculator, and I sold it for parts actually to Blaine for like $27. He's like, "Thank you."
Did he know it was for parts?
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
it was very clear it was for parts. He's like, "Yep, there's some parts here." Like, great, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he fix them up? I'm assuming.
There's like some part that he uses with them, or he fixes them. I don't know what he does, but it works for him.
Blaine, let us know in the comments.
Blaine, tell us your entire
you watch
business
this.
model right here.
Yeah. Expose your entire business so we can definitely take apart TI-84 calculators and
No,
put
it's just
them
like
together.
the interesting thing is like we all have our thing, and so like I could probably tell Cody like my absolute like best thing that I love, and he'd be like, "Cool, I'm gonna keep ripping volume," and like he would tell me like these like awesome 16% ROI items, and I'm like, I don't want to do prep, like
Yeah. I'm I don't think we're gonna see Seth do prep anytime soon.
Dude, I hate prep. I'm so bad.
I'm completely fine with prep.
Just like coffee makers. Yeah, like we kind of know the gist of what RW is doing, and I mean, I haven't purchased any coffee makers yet. I did have one time at Walmart where they're clearanced half off high-end Keurigs, and I filled up my car. That was great.
RW, are you selling them used on Amazon? Is that
Yeah.
what's happening? Okay. Pretty
You
cool.
like basically will purchase something that's high end, like $800. Make sure that it has all the parts, clean it up, pack it well, make his $120 profit.
That sounds like a really good niche.
That's like
Yeah.
juicy. That's like super safe. I mean, it takes longer to prep. You need to have a little skill in actually packing the stuff, right? Because like that stuff can break if you don't.
Like
do it.
that's a baller barrier to entry though.
Yeah,
'Cause,
people don't want to drop $500 on a coffee maker.
like Seth, I found that especially in these different niches for online arbitrage and really anything on Amazon, it seems like the higher price you go, the less people sell that type of thing. That's just been my experience.
Yeah,
There's some items like I hate buying from Nike.com. I've lost not an insane amount of money, but some money doing it. Like, man, I really don't like selling these items. And then I was like, okay, let's just sell the really higher end stuff. The stuff that moves maybe a few units a month, I'll just buy one of, and then just churn that one. Right. And it seems like since the item is higher end, people are more afraid to spend that money. So say they'll spend $50 on a pair of just some basic shoes to sell for 90 on Amazon. Like everybody will do that, but nobody wants to pay $200 for some weird trench coat or whatever that sells for $300 on Amazon or $400, right?
yeah.
Which makes sense, especially you look at the data. You're like, yeah, I don't know if this sells.
But then it does.
But then it does, yeah. And
Yeah.
then you're like the one of two people that are on the listing eating, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a good point. Actually, now that you say it, like I kind of think of myself as like, yeah, I'm super comfortable in high ASP. But like if you put like the same data in front of me and it's like a $300 buy cost versus like a $800 $900 buy cost, I'm like, am I sure about this? And then I just don't buy it. But at the same
same.
time, like that
Yeah.
scales your work. Like you make, instead of making 70, 80, $90 profit, you make like $300 profit for the same amount of work.
Yeah, but you have that mentality of, oh, it's risky, or I I don't know what the most high-end item you've ever sold, Seth. But there's like some items I didn't pull the I didn't actually do it, but there was like some items where I'm like, man, this is $2,000, and I think I could buy
Buy
it for
cost? Oh,
sell price, and I could buy it for $1,000 and then make a few $100s. And it just really makes me wonder, and you see the data and you're like, well, this does sell. It really makes me wonder, like, man, you could just have a few of those, right? You
yeah.
don't have to park it in all these small items, small plays, right? You can just park it in a bunch of big items and then hopefully move it.
Yeah, and I mean, what we could do, and probably what I'm actually going to do in the next couple weeks, as like just considering this, is sometimes there's a certain like piece of data where I'm like, will I get sales if I list above Amazon? Like, let's buy something and test it, and like set a reminder for myself in 6 weeks and see like, like I listed this like 5% above Amazon or 10% above Amazon, like. I see people in the offers tab are selling it for that price. Like, does this work for me? So set a reminder and put $100 on the line and see if it works. We could do the same thing with high priced items and be like, try and make sure that the data is there. But like, I think my biggest sale, I sold like a Fluke. It's like an electrical tool type thing. It was like used like new. I bought it for like 700 and it sold for around 1800. So that was a nice.
Yeah, that's a.
I mean,
that's
the ROI.
a fat profit right there.
Yeah, the ROI was there, so it made it easier to like risk it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it was like a 23% margin and it sold for like 1800 and I had to pay like 1300 for it, like that's a lot harder to do.
Yeah, there's recently I've been experimenting with spending say $600-700 on an item, and then you're only selling it for say 900, almost 1,000, and then you make $100. But the thing is, and that's kind of scary and returns and everything like that, a lot of money to park into something. But if you see it from like how much work is getting done for what you have to do, it's insane. And especially if you can find something like that you can merchant fulfill, you can make so much money. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick.
I think I'm gonna go have some dinner, so I think I'm just gonna end it here. But Cody, it was good hanging out, and I'm gonna go ahead and get off. But have a good night, everyone, and take care.